Real music, real interviews, real information. That's why we call it Real Gospel with the Xman.
Bring it back, hey! We talk about that real gospel, baby. About a real God. Yeah!
Michael A. Johnson is the director of the Stellar Awards, and after B.B. Winans with Father in Heaven, I'll speak with him in a live interview.
Woke up this morning.
Real Gospel is the place where God gets the glory and artists tell their stories. The Stellar Awards is coming to Nashville, Tennessee, annual Stellar Awards, and I'm honored to have the producer of the Stellar Awards, Michael A. Johnson, on this show. Michael, welcome to Real Gospel. This is truly a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're excited. Thank you for having us, and thank you for letting us be a part of what you all are doing. We really appreciate what radio does and you guys in general, and I'm kind of a little bit closer to me because, you know, I'm right here in the city with you. I'm in Nashville, you're in Nashville, and we're making it happen. Great to be here.
Amen. So listen, I never want to take it for granted that the people understand or know what the Stellar Awards is and what it represents, because someone just got saved and joined the church and joined the ministry, and they're new to gospel music as of yesterday. So if you could take an opportunity to sort of unpack that just a little bit so that, you know, the people get to understand just the nature of what the Stellar Awards is, because they're familiar with the BET Awards, of course, most recently, right? MTV Awards and the CMAs, the Country Music Awards, but not everybody probably knows what the Stellar Awards truly is. So if you take an opportunity to explain that. Absolutely.
Well, first of all, you kind of set me up real nicely to parlay into it. Everybody can be familiar with the Grammys. We can be familiar with the CMAs and all kinds of award shows. Well, this is hand-carved, homegrown. I call it the Grammys for gospel music. It is the same kind of initiative, but it's all things gospel music. That's the what I call the Cliff Notes or the shorthand version of it. And, you know, we've just been trying to grow in it and bring excellence to it, you know, coming up on 40 years.
That is amazing. And so your role as producer, talk about that and what exactly you do as producer and what that entails and what that intakes.
Sure. I'm going to give away my age, but I've been doing it. I've been with
okay.
Awards for 25 plus years, okay? So, you know, I started when I was in kindergarten, okay? Anyway, I have been a part of the show, producing and directing the show for 25 plus years. And, you know, the role of it is, I kind of call it, I have all these different ways of breaking down things. If I was to buy a house and I want to get a contract, I'm going to get a contractor, and that person is responsible for pretty much putting together whatever is happening with the house. You know, if I want a swimming pool, if you want a bedroom as well, whatever. He's the person that's responsible in the beginning of putting all the pieces together and making sure at the end it becomes what the people want. So we, from year to year, I'll start off, you know, we have our nominees and we have a group of people that put that together. We have to figure out where the show is going to be, you know, what the venue will be like, how we're going to light it, the set, the whole 9 yards, to the point where we start getting down with the real creative. It's like, well, who's going to host the show? Who's going to be part of the talent? So I'm the person who starts from the beginning to the very end, post at the end of the show and make sure it gets on the network. So I'm the beginning, the middle, and the end. And with that said, too, Xman, I'm going to put a little teaser. You can use it and call for it whenever you want. But I've got some hot off the press first-hand news that we can do a little teaser. Maybe do
All
it
right.
at the end,
Yes,
but
sir.
it has
Yes,
something
sir.
to
I
do
love
with,
it. I love
the
it.
host. But that's basically what I do. I'm the beginning, middle, and end of making sure all the pieces are together, and hopefully everybody is happy.
Oh, for sure. So let's talk behind the scenes. I want to dab into what it is you do, and I pray that we're still on topic when we do this. So let's talk about the people who operate the cameras, the people, the film crew, the people who do the editing. Talk about from that perspective of how that is put together, how it's produced, and those nuances, the nitty gritty, the things that we don't know. We see the overall product at the end. It comes on TV. We see the intakes, the outtakes, but we don't understand the people who work behind the scenes, who do the editing, who do the different camera angles and things of that nature. And that's what you're responsible for to a degree, correct?
Oh, absolutely, from beginning to end. And thanks for throwing that question out there. It started with, over the years, we have been able to build what we call a team. That's the best way to do it, because the Stellar Awards, it was in Vegas last year, but we moved to Nashville. So we have a core group of people that we have to carry with us. And once we kind of get a groove of the show, it makes it easy to assemble. We have the lighting directors, the set designers, like you said, the camera personnel. We try to retain as much as possible, 80 to 85% of the crew. Audio. We have audio that we have to have audio for the stage, then we have to have audio that's going to go for broadcast. We have a television production truck. All of these people are integral parts, even to the point of the stage manager. People may not know about this part, even with talent. You'll be surprised because we have a tremendous amount of artists and their management coming in. We have rehearsals where we have an executive in charge of talent, and they have a team. We have an audience seating team. We have a team that is our pre-show team. We have a whole nother group that does a pre-show on Friday night because, Stellar Awards now, we try to make it what we call an experience, because stuff starts taking off from Wednesday all the way till, I think, Sunday morning. There's something that's scheduled. So all of these key individuals, we try to assign people that can go with us for the long haul to make it work. So basically, I'm responsible for making sure we have those correct teams of people and that they're understanding what we're doing and doing the best job as possible. Because with this, I think one of the hardest things for television, period, is an award show, because you have so many different entities coming together for one weekend, but you're building all this to make it happen in the quickest time possible. Unlike a movie or something like that, you got once a premiere, you're going to be on set for 3 months. Well, the award show comes down to one weekend, and we start loading in, like the load-in will be on that Monday. We have to put everything up and make everything on an open space to make it work, to give you all what you see on Saturday night when it's broadcast.
That is amazing.
I hope I kind of answered that. If I left something out, ask me.
Oh, no, that was amazing. So how long does it take? So at the end of this year's awards, when do you start getting ready for next year's? And how long does that process take?
I love that. In my role, it's so funny. It depends on year to year. But now I'm so trained, I usually start thinking about next year's show, not hardcore, but the month going into, like a month out from the Stellar Awards this year, only because I'm looking at what's going on and I'm already doing light planning to go, okay, we're doing this, but what can we do different next year? And it depends on the music and stuff. So I start there. As soon as the show is over with, within, seriously, maybe 2 weeks to a month, I'm really diving in, not 100%, to what are we doing next year and how can we make it different, because we have to start thinking about, are we going to be in this venue? Are we going to be, there's a ground level of things that we have to do. So it is a full-time thinking kind of job. The closer you get to it, you ramp up more. So that's the first 3 months after the show. Then we have to start talking about other logistics and things and trying to book stuff out, and we start looking for that location. Then hopefully we'll have that within the first 3 to 6 months. Then we start building off of that. And while we're doing all of that, the star of the show, the music, we're watching that. And you know better than anyone, because this is, your world. Gospel music has changed. We're so 360. and you start thinking about, wow, and you start watching how the music is happening. And so much music comes out quicker. Back in the day, people would put a song out, and all of a sudden, they won't put the next hit out until 2 or 3 months later. They're moving now. They'll put music out every week. Every 2 weeks, they're putting out something else that's on their project. And so you got to really follow the music, and it's more diverse than ever. The only thing that I think gospel music has not tapped into right now, and you could tell me, but I don't think there's any hard rock gospel music out there yet. But, even last year, even the country music feel of gospel, we're getting into it. So I'm always watching those trends and what's happening to try to put together the best show by the next year. So that's a little bit. And then 3 months out, we're all in, all hands on deck, working towards making it what it is.
Wow, that's amazing. And so since you said hard rock gospel, I'm pretty sure someone listening out there right now going, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I feel the Lord calling me right now to put together some hard rock gospel. And let me see if I can get it on the air. And then let me see if I can get me a Stellar Award for that. I truly appreciate that and your time, sir. And so I want to remind the listeners that the 2025 Stellar Awards will take place August 14th through the 16th through various, they have shows and after shows and things of that nature that are taking place. But the 40th Annual Stellar Gospel Music Awards will be held in Nashville, Tennessee, and the location is at the Schermerhorn Symphony Center. So is there anything else that you'd like to add that I may have left out?
Man, you've done an excellent job. I guess if I was just to add a little bit more, everybody, there's going to be a list of a whole bunch of events and things that we do, but you can go to the website, stellarawards.com, and they will give you the listings of stuff that we're going to have. And, through the week, just to give them a little teaser on it, but, like on Thursday, and they have the time and stuff. We have stuff like the Stellar Central Hub. We have Stellar Master Classes of things. We have the Stellar Welcome Mixer will be on that Thursday. But then we have something that's called Stellar Unplugged that's happening on Thursday. On Friday, we have opening keynote address. Then we have another Stellar Awards Central Hub. We have a fashion show called the Game Changers Fashion Experience. Stellar Talk Fireside Chat Mixer on Friday. Stellar Awards Stand-Up Comedy Show, plus the pre-show. That's a little bit of a quick teaser of some of the events, but you can find all that information on, again, stellarawards.com. So that's what I have, except for if you want to cue me up there, Xman, I'll tell them the little tidbit, frontline, hot off the press, a couple of hours ago, that I can give you of what's happening on the Stellar Awards.
Oh, go ahead. The floor is yours, sir. Go right on ahead.
Okay. So this is hot off the press. Would have been the 40th Annual Stellar Awards. That's kind of prestige. I say whenever we get to the 10, 20, 30, 40, you got to really prepare differently for that. And 40 is a magical year of existence. And we think about what can we do to make it better. We were in Vegas last year, multiple years. We brought it back to Nashville. Like I said, it's at our great Symphony Hall. It's going to be very, very eloquent. But we really reached deep to bring out this particular combination of people. So here we go. Our host for the 40th Annual Stellar Awards. You ready for it, Xman?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to drop it on you. CC and BB Winans will be hosting this year's 40th Annual Stellar Awards in our backyard, Nashville, Tennessee.
Amen. I couldn't think of a better choice. Yes. BB, CC. Yes, indeed. All right. Congratulations to them. It's going to be so amazing because those two, I can already feel another CD project from BB and CC coming forth real soon after that. I can just feel it.
Amen.
All right, my brother. I really appreciate you taking time to break bread with us here on Real Gospel. And once again, for those of you who do not know, the 40th Annual Stellar Gospel Music Awards will be held in Nashville, Tennessee from August 14th through the 16th. And the main awards will be taped on Saturday, August 16th at the Schermerhorn Symphony Center. And I've been speaking to the one, the only Michael A. Johnson. Johnson, director and producer of the Gospel Music Stellar Awards. Shouts out to Mr. Donald Jackson. We really appreciate him for all his hard work. And so, my brother, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart and from everyone here at Real Gospel, thank you for joining us on Real Gospel. Is there anything that you'd like to add? You get the last word.
The one thing I want to say is thank you for your support. We could not do these kinds of things without your support. Like I said, I think you all are, in a lot of ways, the lifeblood of what we're doing, because you all put the music out. It's all about the music. And you all are doing wonderful, great things. And Xman, just if you get a chance while you're out there, please take time to come by so we can shake hands. And we're just excited for what you all are doing. And everybody come out. It's going to be a great time.
Amen. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for joining us on Real Gospel.
You're listening to Real Gospel with the Xman, and the real flashback song of the hour is on the way.